Now the Mazda 2 might be extremely lightweight, but it's far from being a tin can, and it's actually a really nice highway ride. It does get buffeted around a bit being a smaller car, but on the whole it's a great ride. It's really quiet and smooth, and much better than you'd expect for an economy car. On top of that, in true Mazda fashion, the Mazda 2 has a really nice interior. The model we're driving right now is the Mazda 2 with the higher grade touring package, but even in sport trim it still comes nicely equipped, and standard features include power windows, power door locks, as well as remote keyless entry, and that's all in a car that costs just under $14,000. And this is where the 2 is really the start of a new era for Mazda, because under this hood isn't something that's bigger and larger than the competitors. In fact, it's a 1.5-liter four-cylinder, and it makes just 100 horsepower, which actually makes it the least powerful car in the entire subcompact segment, known for pretty low-powered cars. Now, despite the fact that the car only has 100 horsepower, fuel economy isn't quite as impressive as you might expect. It's actually still very good with 28 miles per gallon in the city and 34 miles per gallon on the highway. That's with the automatic transmission, or with the 5-speed manual, it's 35 miles per gallon on the highway. The big difference, though, is that cars like the new Ford Fiesta are coming out with claims of as much as 40 miles per gallon. And with 20 more horsepower than this car, that's a big difference. So what makes that 100 horsepower pill much easier to swallow is the fact that Mazda's actually cut a lot of weight out of this car. Even compared to the Fiesta, it weighs several hundred pounds less, coming in at just 2,300 pounds, and is less than pretty much everything in the class, possibly everything entirely. We do have a few issues with the vehicle, and some of them are actually related to the interior, which earlier we commented it is really nicely finished inside. The only problem is we would like some more soft touch finishes, especially on the doors when you want to rest your arm. It's pretty hard there. There's also no armrest on the center console, and because the shifter's mounted way up on the dash, there's nowhere to really rest your right arm if you don't have it on the steering wheel, which of course you always should do. Other than those small items, we're not all that pressed with the car's fuel economy. True, we did manage 30 miles per gallon in regular driving, and Mazda says it'll get 35 on the highway properly equipped. The issue is some of the modern cars, including the mechanically similar, minus the engine, Ford Fiesta, get almost 40 miles per gallon. So that's a pretty big difference between those two vehicles. One of the biggest ways they could make that up is with a new automatic transmission. Currently, it just comes with that 4-speed we mentioned, and it's a bit slow to react in some circumstances, and we just really feel with a 5- or 6-speed automatic, they could really bump up the fuel economy and even make that 100 horsepower go a little further. So the features we like most about the new Mazda 2 have to include the way it looks for starters. It's a really sporty looking car, and Mazda's had a great job with the styling of their vehicles, although controversial for many people. On top of that, we have to say we love the handling. In true Mazda zoom fashion, it really delivers, and it's a lot of fun behind the wheel, even for a car with just 100 horsepower. It's a testament to what taking weight out of a car really can do. And finally, there's a lot in this car, even in base grade with those standard features. And when you top it all out, you get some great options, like a little fancy spoiler on the back and even Bluetooth.